She kept telling me he was just a friend, then out of nowhere, he sent me this photo. I never thought I'd be the type of person who snoops through my partner's phone. Seriously, I pride myself on being trusting, the let it slide type. But last Tuesday, something changed. I came home from work to find her on her laptop, giggling uncontrollably, like she'd just discovered a secret recipe for eternal joy. Alarm bells went off in my brain. I grabbed a cup of coffee, told myself to chill, and peeked at her emails. Big mistake. The first subject line I saw made me nearly choke on my coffee. Can't wait for tonight, wink wink. I froze. My brain screamed, she's emailing herself? But curiosity, that tiny, terrible demon, won. I clicked. What unfolded was a nightmare of flirty messages, emojis, and secret plans that didn't include me. My first thought, either she's having an affair or I need therapy. Or both. I paced the living room, rehearsing my confrontation like some tragic Shakespearean hero. We need to talk about, I imagined, shouting, crying, maybe throwing a cereal box or two. When I finally approached her, she was innocently scrolling TikTok, completely oblivious to the emotional landmine I was carrying. I opened my mouth. So, your friend, Mark? Her face went pale. Then she laughed. Not nervous laughter, not guilty laughter. Full on, obnoxious, can't believe you suspected me laughter. I blinked. Did she just admit it or mock me? Before I could react, my cat, Mr. Sprinkles, jumped onto the keyboard, sending gibberish messages to Mark. She gasped, stared at the screen, then doubled over laughing. Oh my God, he thinks we're planning a date, she squealed. I stood frozen, unsure whether to cry, scream, or laugh. And just when I braced for the emotional apocalypse, her phone rang. Mark. She answered, and for the next 5 minutes, I overheard a heated discussion about pizza toppings. That's right, pizza toppings. I had no idea if I was heartbroken or impressed by their culinary passion. My life had officially become a sitcom. I spent the next night obsessively checking her emails, convinced I'd missed something. My paranoia was in full swing. I staged casual coffee runs to her laptop, pretending to check news. Hours later, my detective skills paid off. Or so I thought. I discovered spreadsheets. Not romantic ones, birthday party spreadsheets. Every flirty emoji, every can't wait for tonight winky face was about planning a surprise birthday party for me. I laughed so hard I cried. My life had become a comedy of errors. My meltdown over pizza debates had been completely unnecessary. But paranoia never sleeps. I went to bed that night imagining Mark lurking in the shadows, ready to steal my partner and my dignity. I dreamt of him lurking behind every bush, offering my partner romantic spreadsheet updates. I woke up in a cold sweat. Then I realized my cat had been sleeping on my chest the entire night, silently judging me. The next morning, my partner invited me to help with Mark's surprise party. I agreed reluctantly, imagining balloons, cake, and mild humiliation. Little did I know this would escalate into a full-blown chaotic adventure. Neighbors, nosy delivery guys, and my own inability to walk past a balloon without panicking all added layers of tension. Then it happened. Someone lobbed a cream pie at me. Direct hit. I stood there dripping as laughter erupted. And that's when I noticed Mark wasn't alone. He had a twin. A twin! In a pink tutu. My brain short circuited. I froze, staring at the tutu wearing twin, my brain refusing to process this level of absurdity. My partner grinned like a villain in a comedy film. Somehow, I was dragged into a pie eating contest, balloon twisting competitions, and a karaoke battle. Somewhere around the third round, I was covered in whipped cream, chocolate, glitter, and confetti. My dignity? Obliterated. My phone? Sticky. My sanity, questionable. But the laughter? Oh, the laughter was unstoppable. Somewhere between performing a dramatic reading of a birthday card and accidentally smacking a balloon animal with my shoe, I realized I was actually having fun. My paranoia, my detective work, my overthinking, it all seemed ridiculous. And then my partner whispered, "You thought I was cheating, didn't you?" I froze. Then I laughed so hard I almost fell into a pile of frosting. "You literally tortured me with fake suspense," I said, breathless. She shrugged. "You kinda deserved it." And just when I thought things couldn't get crazier, the twins started to dance off. One dressed in a tutu, the other in a full superhero costume. I was pulled onto the stage, expected to do the worm. I'm not a dancer. I slid across the floor in frosting-covered socks, trying not to destroy the entire party. Somehow, the twins managed to teach me some synchronized moves. Somehow, I survived. Somehow, my cat had climbed onto a speaker, judging my performance with a look of utter disdain. By the end of the night, we were all covered in sugar, glitter, and sticky confetti. My partner hugged me and whispered, "You survived your own imagination." But the surprises weren't over. Amid the chaos, I discovered another email chain, this time from someone named Jenny. My heart stopped. Finally, I thought, betrayal confirmed. I clicked, and it was a coupon for a free yoga class. My paranoia had reached peak absurdity. I stared at my partner. She peeked over my shoulder and asked, "Everything okay?" I gave her my best deadpan glare. Yes and no. Mostly yes. She laughed, probably thinking I was insane, which, honestly, I was. The next day, my paranoia hadn't vanished. I imagined secret lovers lurking in every email, texts with hidden meanings, and pastries sent as coded signals. I nearly installed a lie detector in the kitchen. But then my partner handed me a note. "Breathe, trust, and maybe learn to dance." I read it, laughed, and realized life had become a chaotic comedy and I was the main character. By nightfall, the party descended into full-blown madness. The twins were now constructing a fort from streamers and cake boxes. My partner had me as the chief frosting engineer. Somewhere in the chaos, I ended up sliding across the floor, dodging flying cream pies, and somehow delivering a toast without face planting into frosting. Neighbors peeked in through windows, probably thinking a cult had taken over our living room. I barely noticed. At one point, the Tutu twin challenged me to a dance battle. I accepted, mostly out of fear. My moves were terrible, but surprisingly entertaining. My partner recorded the entire disaster, laughing hysterically. Somewhere between the worm and a failed backflip, I realized I was enjoying myself more than I should have. I had feared cheating, betrayal, and heartbreak, but what I found was laughter, chaos, and a bizarre kind of love that defied logic. Then someone shouted, "Pie fight!" I ducked, slid across the floor, and ended up next to the Tutu twin who winked like it was normal. My partner whispered, "Welcome to my world." My cat leapt onto my shoulder, judging me for sliding headfirst into absurdity. By the end, we were all sticky, exhausted, and laughing until our stomachs hurt. I hugged my partner and realized this was the best, weirdest, most insane birthday party ever. Walking home, cream pie still on my shirt, I reflected on life's lessons. Never trust emojis, never assume romance when cake is involved, always expect twins in tutus, and embrace the chaos. My paranoia had led to comedy gold, my overthinking to epic chaos. And through it all, my partner had been there, orchestrating madness like a pro. Life wasn't perfect, but it was hilarious, unpredictable, and absolutely unforgettable.